This is the result of the Raw Lift highlights, and we have still got that orange band because I didn't highlight every single piece, but it's showing up way less, and they actually lifted really well. My hair is olive blonde, it's just a lot of different shades of blonde, so we're about to tone it. Today I am using quasi-permanent colour, so this is not semi-permanent. Most people who watch YouTube videos think semi-permanent is like a direct dye that doesn't require any peroxide. This does require peroxide, but it is not as strong or harsh as permanent colour. This is a Colour Touch. I'm going to go in today with 1.9%, and because this is a quasi-permanent and I'm using such a low developer, it shouldn't touch my roots, my natural hair colour. It should only touch the pre-lightened hair. Not to mention that this is a level 9, as it should only touch the hair that is already at or about a level 9. I got a 916 because all of this hair is quite ashy. It leans toward the ashyish side more and more as it goes down. So 1 is ash and 6 is violet, because I have got a bit of yellow and I have also got that orangey band. So I figured I need as much ash and cool pigments as possible to try and even all this out with all this and get rid of as much of the orange as possible. That is why we're going in with a 916. I would have got an 816, but my hair is already very light all throughout, so I do think it is predominantly a level 9. It looks a bit darker right now because of the light, but especially in the sun and everything, this is very light hair and I want to be as blonde as possible. So Colour Touch is a 2:1 ratio with 1 lot of colour and 2 lots of peroxide, and because I can't be bothered getting the scales out, I'm going to measure it using this. So I'm going to do 1 lot of colour and 2 lots of peroxide. Don't ever throw away the instructions. I'm only doing that because I use this every single week. I know exactly what I'm doing. You're going to want to use the lid to puncture the bottom of it. There you go. I am probably going to use the entire 60 mils of this and 120 of the peroxide, just to make sure that I've got enough. I'm just making sure that I've got every last bit by going from the bottom of the tube all the way down, and you can also roll this up as well to make sure that you're getting every last little bit. You can see how like it's coming out now because I'm rolling it and I'm getting that last little bit of dye. I think I'm talking more now in this part of the video because I didn't really talk when I was bleaching my highlights, and I kind of feel bad about that now. I wasn't going to film it at all. Like you guys saw, I just sort of started doing my hair and thought, should be filming this, so started filming it. I run the risk every time I make a hair video of Brad Mondo reacting to it, and I'd rather not have that happen personally. I don't like the idea of millions of people watching my content without watching my content. I feel like if I'm gonna be seen by that many people, I at least deserve to be paid for it. YouTube is currently my only income, and it's not just that I'm not paid for it, I also don't get anything from it. Like, I don't even gain new subscribers. Like, he doesn't encourage people to go follow that channel or go watch that video. Anyway, so this is how much I've currently got. It should be about 180 because I've got 6 mils of dye and then 120 of colour. I'm gonna whisk this up, mixy mix, and then apply. Applying it first to my roots, of course, and then when they're nearly done, then I'm gonna run it through all of my ends because look how blonde they already are. They don't really need toning. There are a couple bits down under here which I bet I won't be able to find now, which are a bit more orangey. They still have some more of that copper pigment. There are bits which are warmer underneath. They're gonna get it first, and then I'm gonna bring it forward. Okay, so I have sectioned my hair into 4 quadrants, and I'm gonna get going, basically. I'm gonna use a slightly bigger brush because toner, I want it to be applied quicker. I'm gonna start in the front because I want this to have more time to process. I have got gloves. I probably will put them on in a minute, but I find it easier without, so if I don't need to, I probably might just try and do this. I won't get any on my hands. I'm going to be so careful not to get any on my hands. I am first just outlining the section. I also, by the way, have a towel on my lap, so if I do get any on my hands, I'm going to be cleaning them off. I just had my second driving lesson, and I don't know, I feel like I'm really bad, but I've never watched anyone else learn to drive, so I don't know if that's just me because I don't get it, but I really don't get it. Teeny little drop there. that is already the first entire section outlined. In the salon I would always use gloves. This is just because I'm doing my own hair and I don't want to. If I've got any hairdressers watching, by the way, let me know how I did. Like, how do you think I did? How did the highlights go? Are they okay? I do know that I am quite good at applying toners. I do it very thoroughly. I never miss any spots. And I am normally quite quick. I am having like a nice chilled out easy time though doing my own hair, because I can stress about everyone else's hair. With my hair I just want to take a nice slow time, just relax, you know. I'm using, by the way, a different brush just to section, purely because I've not got gloves on and I don't want to risk getting the dye all over my brush. Like you can see it is on this brush, and then my hands are like holding on to this brush. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm just trying to protect myself. And like I said, I have got a towel on my lap and I do keep on wiping off in between anyway. Try my absolute best to do some TikTok transitions and stuff for my shorts, and it is just not going well. I can't multitask. Front two sections are done, so now moving on to the back. At this point you might want to set up, or you probably should set up, a second mirror. I'm not saying I'm not, I just don't need it yet. I can still pretty much see. I think at this point as well, it's kind of autopilot. Like, I know the sectioning, I know exactly where to saturate. I can see here, so I can see exactly as well how big my sections are, and making sure to go all the way across to the part line. But if you are a beginner, use second mirror. Final section. You can see there a bit what I mean about the warmth. I'm sorry if I'm not really talking anymore, I'm just concentrating so hard. Yeah, like that is warm, that is very warm. So I'm gonna put the toner on that in a moment. Okay, so it is on all of my roots. Putting my gloves on now because unavoidably now I am gonna get the dye, meaning the peroxide, on my hands. Gonna start where we just finished, and I'm just gonna take this and just cover the entire section, mainly focusing still on the top just because that is where I really need the dye, and just work it in between my two fingers, make sure that I've not missed any places. Next section. That section that I've got now is a little bit large, so I probably will break that into two and go back in a moment just to make sure that I've not missed anywhere. I am running out of dye somewhat, so I'm just gonna wet down my hair a little bit. I feel like you can see though that it is working. That looks way less yellow than it did. I've got very high hopes. I just hope that they're not too high and that I get really disappointed. Gonna take slightly bigger sections as well, now that the hair is wet, and because I am running out of dye, just to desperately try to make it stretch a little bit. But this front area doesn't need it that much, so I am going to focus it in the back of my head and then just try and make it stretch more with the front. All of my roots are completely covered though. That is like by far the main thing. Even though I am taking quite large sections, I am absolutely making sure that I am not missing any hair. Okay, yeah, there is going to be enough dye. Toner is applied and it looks to me like it's probably nearly done. I'm probably going to give it another 10, maybe 15 minutes. I think it looks quite good so far. I'm hopeful. I'm very excited to see how this looks. I will see you when I'm done. Bye, bitches. This is a result of the toner. I really think that choosing the 1 and the 6, which is Ash and Violet, was a very good decision because there's just not really any yellow or warmth anymore, especially in the fresh highlights. The bit of hair that I didn't touch, that I didn't highlight, is obviously still quite warm. But I did actually have that done professionally in the salon, so I think for now this looks absolutely amazing. I'm really proud of how this came out, especially considering I just did it at home on myself. Yeah, I really love how it turned out. I think it looks so much better than it did at the start. If you did miss doing the highlights, that's a previous video. I will link that for you in the description. Doing my outro now in public, which is making me feel really freaking awkward because this morning it wasn't high enough, but I absolutely love my hair. It looks really good. I don't feel like you can tell that I did the highlights myself. I feel like it looks really good, really light. There's still a bit of warmth, but I'm actually having it done professionally to get rid of that. Considering I just highlighted my own hair at home, I don't think you can tell that, and it looks so much lighter, so much brighter, so much blonder, and I love it. That's all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I have so many people staring at me right now and I feel so awkward, but I love you guys so much. Like, comment, bye.